to do something a lot different because it's by special request. This is the introduction to the song Woman in Love by Barbra Streisand. I think Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees actually wrote it. Very different for me. I'm not a huge Streisand fan, although I gotta admit, I've watched Glee a couple of times with my daughter. Maybe more than a couple. All right, anyway. What I actually liked about it when I listened to it, I hadn't heard this in years. When I listened to it, it's reminded me a lot of the R&B stuff, particularly the Wilson Pickett's version of I'm in Love, which I love that song. You know, that sort of guitar riff. So anyway, we're going to do it note for note. I do have the tab for this if you want it. It's yours, and it's actually kind of a nice little exercise, very R&B-ish. All right, well here it is, very close up. See you in just a second. All right, gang, let's go over this note for note. Now, I'm going to move fairly quickly for two reasons. Number one is you've got the tab in the descriptions, which you can download by clicking on the link. And the second thing is it's a fairly simple structured song, so there's really only two chords you're playing over, E flat minor and A flat minor. And all the double stops kind of flow out of that. All right, so here's the first line. There's really only two of them. Here's the first, and I should mention also that there's lots of different ways you could play it. I have no idea how the guitarist on the album played it in terms of what positions he used and all that. This is just my solution to it, so take it for what it's worth. All right, so here we go. Here's the first line. So you'll notice that there's some slides that we're doing, and very typical with the double stops here, what we're going to do is slide up and often slide down. So the first line, for example, is a prime example of that. You know, and there's also a lot of vibrato that we're doing when we hang on a note, you know, which is just shake your left hand a little bit while holding those strings. Okay. So let's go over the first part. So here's the first line. So this is starting on the 9th and 9th. We're playing on the first two strings. We're hitting that and sliding up to the 11th and 11th with the first two strings. Now I use my first finger generally on this one. You can see I forget once in a while. I don't really remember this stuff all that well, but that gives me the effect that I want because I can slide up, I can slide down, and I can hit the next chord easily. So I slide up, I slide back down to 9 and 9, and then I play 11 and 11 on the second and third. So like so. Okay, here's the next part. All right, so this one I'm going to play, again, this is all on the second two and three strings. On the second and third string, I should say. And you're going to play, let's see, 9 on the second and 10 on the third. And then just kind of hammer on a little bit to the 11th, like so. That's the 11th and the 11th. Go down to 7 and 8. Back up to 9 and 10. 11 and 11. And end up on 6 and 6, like that. Okay, so like so. All right, now the more that you can make it slidey and continuous, the better. The more you have to kind of break up your notes, the worse it's going to sound. All right, so if you can sound it like this, that's better if you can get away with that. Sometimes I get away with it, and sometimes I don't. All right. Here's the last part. And that's just exactly the slide up from 7, 8 here on the second and third, up to the 9 and 10, slide it up there, and then slide it back. And you end up on the third and fourth strings playing 9 and 8. Okay, 9 on the fourth string, 8 on the third string. is slowly. One more thing about that first line, it ends earlier than you think it should, so there's a tendency to want to play more. But if you listen to the record, the player doesn't. He stops on that note, gives it a bunch of vibrato right here. All right. Here's the second set, and you'll notice I play it a little bit differently. Now I'm doing the slides with my pinky because I'm going to play them all on, basically all of these, almost all of them, on the first two strings. So here's the second part of it. Play it slowly. Okay, so this one's a little bit tougher of the two lines because you've got to move a little bit more to get that continuous sound. But starts the same way. But you'll notice that I'm playing with my pinky and sliding up 9-9 to the 11-11 and back down to 9-9, and then I'll play 6 on the top string, 7 on the second string. Now that is the same as this. It's the same as that, so if you want to play that, great, but I find that this sets me up better for the others. Okay, so you play that once, and then the second time you play this. So you go up and back and then play the 11-11. All right, so that's that whole piece right there. Okay, now we're going to hammer on to the 9-9 from the 6 and 7. That's 4 and 2. Oh, I'm sorry. 4 and 6. 2 and 4. 4 and 6. 6 and 7. Hammer on to 9-9. Play 6 and 7 again. 4 and 6. And that's the only thing that's different. Now you're playing the second and third strings, and you're going to play on the 7 and 8, respectively, second and third. Okay, here's that whole line. Okay, and you just end with the following slide. And that's a little bit tricky. What you're going to play is, this is all on the top 3 strings. So 3, 2, 1, you're going to play 4, 4, 6. And you're going to slide up, but as you slide up, you're going to play, you're going to slide up and you're going to hammer down or play down your second finger so that you can play 8, 7, and 9. So that's the chord sound that you want, 8, 7, 9, okay? And you slide it up. Okay, practice that a little bit, it's a little bit tricky. And that's it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this one, a very R&B-ish one, a little bit surprising to me, kind of a neat little riff, and we'll see you on down the road.